Black History Month is a time for people to come together and hopefully learn lessons for the present and the future. It's a time to honour the commitment to learning and standing united against racism. It's a time to reclaim history and reimagine how our shared history will be told in the future.
Black History Month takes place annually in October in the UK and in February in America.
As a class, we have enjoyed learning more about the sacrifices and achievements of many different Black individuals. Join us now as we shine a light on some key Black figures, both from history and in the present day.
Mary Seacole, 1805 to 1881.
Mary Jane Seacole was born on the 23rd of November 1805 to James Grant, but however, her mother was unknown. Mary joined the Crimean War as a nurse to help protect innocent soldiers' lives.
Mary Seacole did not have formal British nursing qualifications or training, but relied on her skill and experience as a healer and a doctoress from Jamaica. Seacole opened the British Hotel in the summer of 1855.
In 1857, when Mary was 52, she published the book Wonderful Adventures of Mary Seacole in Many Lands. Mary got herself out of lots of tight situations. For example, she risked her life to help wounded soldiers in the Crimean War. Mary was significant because she broke social rules and prejudices to travel the world and help those in need. She also ran businesses, even in the most dangerous places. She was best known as her work as a nurse in the Crimean War.
Mary influenced many people and still does today. She was a great person and a great nurse.
In Paddington, London, on May 14, 1881, Mary Jane Seacole died. She was buried in St. Mary's Catholic Cemetery. The grateful words and smile which rewarded me for binding up a wound or giving a cooling drink was a pleasure worth risking life for any time.
Mary Seacole.
Lillian Bader was famous for being one of the first black women to join the army. She was born in Liverpool on the 18th of February 1918. At the age of 9, she was separated from her brothers to live in a convent. She remained there until the age of 20 because no one would employ her. Despite the barriers she faced, Bader eventually gained a job at the RAF. She found herself to be the only coloured person in the sea of white faces, but somebody told her that she looked smart in her uniform, which cheered her on to face the world's judgments. On the 28th of March 1941, Lillian Bader volunteered to join the WAAF and chose to train as an instrument repairer. During her training, Lillian received the news that her brother had been killed serving in the Merchant Navy at sea. The contributions and efforts of Lillian Bader to World War II for the Caribbean community actually started before her birth, with her father's contribution fighting in the war in World War I.
Fun fact, Lillian was also a mother to 2 children and went back to school to achieve the necessary O and A levels to secure a place at the University of London, which then she became a teacher after completing these levels.
Sadly, she died on the 13th of March 2015 after achieving her goals.
Black History Month, Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali was born on January 17, 1942 in Louisville, Kentucky.
He sadly died on the 3rd of June 2016 in Scottsdale, Arizona, United States. He died from Parkinson's disease.
Muhammad Ali was one of the greatest boxers in history. In addition, he was known for his social message of black pride and black resistance to white domination and for refusing induction into the US Army during the Vietnam War.
Why was Muhammad Ali significant to Black history?
Ali was the blackest version of himself and was proud to be. Ali's pride is what made him a champion not just in the ring and realm of boxing, but as an activist and as the campaigner of civil rights movement in both America and across the world. He was an Olympic gold medalist and the first fighter to capture heavyweight title 3 times. Ali won 56 times in his 21-year professional career. Without question, Muhammad Ali transformed the world of sports, winning the heavyweight title 3 times, beginning with his shocking upset of Sonny Liston in 1964, which made him the youngest boxer to unseat an incumbent heavyweight champion. Ali is considered, alongside Joe Louis and Sugar Ray Robinson.
He was an amazing boxer. I float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, Muhammad Ali.
This is Rosa Parks. This is Rosa Parks Fact File. Full name, Rosa Louise Macaulay Parks. Date of birth, 4th of February 1913, Tuskegee, Alabama, USA. Date of death, 24th of October 2005, Detroit, Michigan, USA. Rosa Louise Macaulay Parks was born in Tuskegee, Alabama on February 4th, 1913. She moved with her parents James and Leona Macaulay to Pine Level, Alabama at age 2 to reside with Leona's parents. Her brother Sylvester was born in 1915 and shortly after that her parents separated. Facts about Rosa Parks. Number 1. Rosa was not the first African-American woman to be arrested for refusing to yield her seat on the Montgomery bus. Number 2. Parks was a civil rights activist before her arrest. Number 3. Bus seats were left empty to honor Rosa Parks on the 50th anniversary of her arrest. The US Supreme Court made a decision that it was against the Constitution and black people in Montgomery were allowed to sit in any bus seat. That victory led to many other challenges to discrimination in the United States. Parks became a role model for those fighting for equality for black. She sacrificed herself for 27 years in prison because she didn't give up her seat on the bus. But if she hadn't have done that, then we would still have to sit in black rows and white rows. She made a big change to the world. She is my personal favourite. Inspirational quote from Rosa Parks. People always said that I didn't give up my seat because I was tired, but that isn't true. I was not tired physically, no. The only tired I was tired of giving in. Why is Rosa Parks important to black history? Called the mother of the civil rights movement, Rosa Parks gave the strength to her struggle for racial equality when she refused to give up her bus seat to a white man in Montgomery, Alabama. Parks' arrest on December 1st, 1955 launched the Montgomery bus boycott by 17,000 black people. These are Rosa's awards. Golden Plate Awards 1995, NAACP Image Award for Outstanding 2000, Presidential Medal of Freedom 1996, Congressional Gold Medal 1999, Spin Gone Medal 1979.
Ruby Nell Bridges Hall is an American civil rights activist. She was the first African American child to desegregate the all-white William Frantz Elementary School in Louisiana during the New Orleans school desegregation crisis on 14th of November 1960.
Ruby Bridges was bullied at her school as a kid because of her race. She got made fun of because of her skin. She went to an all-white school.
Lucille Bridges is the mother of Ruby Bridges.
Abon Bridges is the father of Ruby Bridges.
She was born on the 8th of September 1954 and she is currently still alive in New Orleans with her husband. She has been alive for 66 years.
By taking the first step into an all-white school at such a young age, Ruby Bridges made a lasting impact on American society. She paved the path for the future generations of black students and was an inspiration to all people at all ages. As a member of the civil rights movement, Ruby Bridges made a huge impact on society.
Ruby Bridges has 3 children, Sean Hall, Craig Hall and Christopher Hall. They are all boys.
Ruby Bridges published 2 books which explain about her life, which is called This Is Your Time and Through My Eyes.
Did you know
Ruby's parents and grandparents were sharecroppers in Mississippi before her family moved to New Orleans in search of better opportunity.
Martin Luther King, Black History Month. He was born on 15th of January in 1929. He died on 4th of April 1968. He was a social activist and Baptist minister who played a key role in the American Civil Rights Movement from the mid-1950s until the assassination in 1968. Martin Luther King was a success to Black History Month because he helped people fight against racism in all ways. Martin Luther King Jr. is known for his contributions to the American Civil Rights Movement in the 1960s. His most famous work is his I Have a Dream 1963 speech in which he spoke of his dream of a United States that is void of segregation and racism. Martin Luther King was a celebrity to Black History Month because he helped end the racism in America. Martin Luther King's speech played a very important role to the Americans. He told other people to never be afraid to stand up for themselves.
Margaret Busby. Margaret Busby was born in Accra, Ghana in 1944. Margaret Busby is important to Black history because
she was the first Black female publisher and also the youngest.
in 2020, Margaret Busby got the award for the New Daughter of Africa. She is now in her late 70s and is also working
For The Guardian writing newspapers.
Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Gail Winfrey is a talk show host, media executive, actress, and billionaire. She was born on January 29th of 1954. She grew up in Cozacuco, Mississippi. She was sexually abused by a number of her male relatives. She moved to Nashville to live with her father Vernon, a barber and a businessman. In 1986, Oprah Winfrey became the first Black female host of a nationally syndicated daily talk show within the premiere of Oprah Winfrey Show. In 1976, Winfrey moved to Baltimore, Maryland, where she hosted the chat show People Are Talking. The show became a hit and the Winfrey stayed with it for 8 years, after which she was recruited by the Chicago TV station to host her own morning show. In 2004, Winfrey signed a new contract to continue the Oprah Winfrey Show throughout the 2011 season. At the time, the syndicated show was seen on nearly 202 US stations and in more than 100 countries worldwide.
Did you know?
Oprah Winfrey became the first Black female billionaire in the United States in 2003.
Diane Abbott is 67-year-old and was born in Paddington, which is in London.
She would get educated in the Newnham College, that is the University of Cambridge. In her past, she was a British politician since 1987.
She also has a son known as James Abbott Thompson.
Diane Abbott was known to be a journalist and a politician. She was also a member of Parliament.
Actually, Diane was the first ever woman of African descent allocated to the House of Commons. Sadly, Abbott was diagnosed with 2 types of diabetes in 2015.
White people love playing divide and rule.
We should not play their game.
Together, let's make a change.
Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela was born on the 18th of June 1918
In Mvezo, South Africa.
Family. His dad was a local chief and councillor, and his mother was a member of the Ama Mpenfu clan of the Xhosa. Siblings.
He had 2 sisters and they all lived in their mother's kraal.
Early life.
As a child, Nelson Mandela herded cattle and he spent time with his friends herding the cattle. Adult life.
Nelson Mandela first worked as a watchman at a mine.
He later got a job as an article clerk.
Mandela attended a communist meeting where he impressed Europeans, Africans, and Indians.
Mandela later married Evelyn Mays, an ANC activist from Nkobo.
Mandela took a place as a leader of the ANC Black Party.
The opposition started violently protesting.
After being arrested, Nelson Mandela made protests and he was finally released.
After becoming the first black president ever, he gained the Nobel Prize in 1993. Unfortunately, Nelson Mandela
Died on the 5th of December 2013. He changed the world by bringing
an end to apartheid internationally.
Was one of the successful Formula One racers in the world. He was born on January the 7th, 1985 in England, United Kingdom. Lewis Hamilton never died. Now he is still alive. Now he is 35. Lewis Hamilton is a professional race car driver. His first win was in 2007 at the Canadian Grand Prix. His last win was in 2020 at the Eiffel Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton was one of the first black Formula One racers in the world. He proved that anyone can be a racer no matter what colour skin you have.
Barack Obama.
Black History Month. First black president of America.
Barack is a member of the Democratic Party. Barack Obama was the first African American president.
Born 4th August 1961. Age 59. Barack Obama spent most of his childhood years in Honolulu, where his mother attended the University of Hawaii at Manoa.
Obama started a close relationship with his maternal grandparents. In 1965, his mother remarried to Lolo Suharto from Indonesia.
Good deeds that Obama did.
Healthcare reform,
Climate change,
immigration policy,
social policy,
intelligence and surveillance policy.
No matter who you are or what you are, what you look like, how you started off, or how and who you love, America is a place where you can live your own destiny.
Chadwick Aaron Boseman was born in Anderson, South Carolina on 29th of November.
He was the first black person to have a main role in Marvel. He showed younger black people they could do anything if they put their mind to it.
He is the son of Carolyn and Leroy Boseman, both African American. His mother was a nurse and his father worked at a textile factory, managing an upholstery business as well. He was influential to championing the future of race equality through film, helping to raise the profile of black actors in Hollywood.
He spent years and certainly months selflessly helping young cancer patients without revealing his own condition.
Chadwick is from a huge family. He is also Christian, and even though he got the big role of Black Panther, he didn't actually audition for it.
This is one of Chadwick's quotes. Sometimes you need to get knocked down to understand what your fight is.
He later died on the 28th of August 2020 of colon cancer in California.
Michael Ebenezer Kawajo Imra Owa Jr., also known as Stormzy, is a British rapper and was born on the 26th of July 1993.
His mother is called Gihanyan and he is a cousin of Nanya Rose. He grew up in South London with his mother, brother and two sisters.
He is very well known because of his songwriting and rapping. He gained attention on the UK underground music scene through his Wicked Skankman series of freestyle.
Stormy is a Christian. On the BBC's Christmas Day lineup in 2009, he read a passage from the Gospel of Luke. Stormzy has been an inspiration to lots of people by inspiring them to do anything.
Stormzy has took the world by storm, even though he has had a hard childhood.
George Perry Floyd.
George Floyd, date of birth and death. Born 14th 10th of 1973. Death 25th of the 5th 2020.
George Floyd was also a hip-hop artist and made 32 songs.
George Floyd was arrested in the city of Minneapolis on the 25th of May for using an out-of-rate £20 check for cigarettes.
George Floyd's family. He had 3 daughters and 2 sons and a wife. Her name is Courtney Voss. This is what happens after his death in the United States, Hong Kong and Canada.
His death changed history because it encouraged people to do protest for racism.
As quoted by Obama, change will not come if we wait for some other person or if we wait for some other time. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are the change that we seek.